In this video, we're going to talk about one of the biggest potential airdrops ever. So there's Linea, the new blockchain from Consensys, and Consensys is one of the most well-funded companies in the blockchain space. They are the one responsible for Metamask, and you probably have Metamask on your computer or your phone. And actually, Linea is coming from the same developers. So Linea is a layer 2 to Ethereum. It's a rollup, zero-knowledge EVM rollup for scaling Ethereum apps. And right now you have access to the mainnet. It's probably already added to your Metamask automatically. If you go and try to change the network, you probably should see it just below Ethereum. It shows you that this is going to be massively popular. They're going to definitely promote it through Metamask, and that's why they have this immense funding of almost $1 billion. And some of that funds might actually go to the users of the blockchain. In this video, I'm going to cover the ecosystem, what you can do to be maybe eligible for the token if they launch the token, because that's still a speculation, but they definitely confirmed a token coming from Metamask because they want to make a Metamask into a DAO. So there's going to be a couple of things that are very interesting in this video because we're going to talk about a couple of applications on Linea that might airdrop the token by themselves. So not only Linea token, even if that never comes to alive, you will have other applications that can help you get tokens from those protocols. So let's get started with the website about the Linea. As you can see, it's the app for scaling Ethereum dApps. So L2 blockchain, EVM compatible zk rollup. So the classic thing that the people are doing right now, there's a lot of competition coming from zkSync and a bunch of other blockchains, Scroll, layer 0 and stuff like that. So you probably are already familiar with zk rollups if you were trying to read about them. Now Consensys is powering Metamask, but they're also powering Infura, one of the largest Web3 infrastructure provider. You probably also are using Infura in the background. You don't probably even know that. Now, they committed to, of course, building Ethereum, being one of the very first developers in the early days of Ethereum. So this is how actually the company started. They wanted to have, the enterprise facing Ethereum, and this is out of that Consensys came to be. Now, there are already developers resources, so if you want to, for example, start building, you can apply for funding. They already have great funding for the developers if you want to start to build on the Linea, and we're going to jump into the ecosystem. So the ecosystem shows you all the apps, and you will see that there are many applications coming along the way, like Aave that you might know from Ethereum mainnet or other places. So most of those applications are still coming soon, as you can see, but there are already a couple of them available, and this is what we're going to go through in this video. Now, let's jump to DeFi Llama, and on DeFi Llama you can go through different chains, and you can see that the TVL is rising. For now, the TVL is around $6 million, so it's pretty small one because it's basically just started a couple of days ago with the mainnet. And we're going to go through top applications here, the top 5, what you can do on them to be potentially eligible. As you can see, most of them are DEXes. You have one bridge and you have one lending application being Linea Bank. So what we can do is, of course, supply the tokens. You have to bridge to Linea first, but you can use Symbiosis for that or Rhino.fi, and after bridging, you're going to have funds on Linea. We're going to cover that as well. Now, let's start then with Symbiosis, number 5 here on the list, because Symbiosis is basically the project where you can swap easily and go actually from ETH on Ethereum mainnet to the Linea mainnet. For now, the main token, the gas utility token on Linea is the Ethereum as well, so it's ETH. So if you have ETH on mainnet or zkSync or any other chain, you can just bridge it through Symbiosis directly to Linea. So it's pretty cool one. Definitely you can use Symbiosis, or you can use Rhino.fi as well. The link will be down below in the description. So if you have already funds on Linea, then it's time to actually start using that. The first thing you can do is go to lineabank.finance, connect your wallet, and you'll be able to supply your ETH and get basically also get incentives. They have this great incentives of actually 44% for now. So it's 3x. They want to incentivize people for using Linea. So I have, put the small amount supplied, something like 0.02 ETH to Linea Bank. It's super easy. Just connect the wallet, and then you'll be able to supply ETH here. Very straightforward. In general, this is the application that works pretty much similar to Aave, where you supply some funds, borrow some other cryptocurrency, and then you can do anything you want with that. So this is over collateralized loans where you have to put more than you take out. Now, there are a couple of DEXes, as you can see from this list on DeFi Llama: SyncSwap, EchoDex, and Horizon Dex. So you might know already SyncSwap because it's working on zkSync as well. I was covering that in one of the videos, because especially if you want to go also for zkSync airdrop, this might be very useful. And also SyncSwap by itself might launch a token itself. So that's super interesting. Definitely just use SyncSwap on Linea mainnet. You can change the network up in the top here, or just go directly with Metamask, change the network there, and be connected automatically. Now, this is one thing, of course, so do like a small change into something on Linea mainnet in order to be eligible for the potential airdrop if it comes. Second thing is EchoDex, another DEX, another swap where you can just swap from one currency to the next, either on Linea mainnet or testnet, also available. There's an airdrop if you've been using that below, and check your attendance. So there's already that coming on EchoDex. Another one is Horizon Dex that also gives you kind of the loyalty program that if you start swapping here, you might earn some kind of points that will give you some additional rewards on Linea here. So you have a couple of DEXes, SyncSwap, EchoDex, and Horizon Dex to use to swap your tokens and then be potentially eligible for different rewards already on Linea. So this is pretty cool one. Now, if you do all that stuff, you should be fine for the potential airdrop. However, you still should remember that you should probably do those steps like every month or so, because right now with all the different techniques for trying to catch people that are just for airdrops, they really trying to find and verify whether you're like real user using the network continuously, and that's really important. So this is important as well. But of course, you don't have to use the same apps. You can use different apps each time. Also, cool stuff if you want to go for the airdrop is looking at the NFTs. There's Zonic.app, an NFT marketplace with a bunch of different NFTs already on Linea that were launched. So that was like super quick launch. Of course, you have Punk's launch already on Linea, but you have a bunch of other collections. Most of the art is probably taken from other blockchains. You know, those kind of collections are the fastest to launch. The floor is pretty low because even for Punks it's like 0.0042. Super small volume. So if you want to go after collections like that, and if you're into NFTs, that might be also good for the potential crypto airdrop, because we are super early on Linea. So those who are early might get something in the end. Yeah, so this is it for Linea. As you can see, there are a bunch of protocols already running. There's even more with Lead Sweep, Switzerland, EasySwap is also coming from zkSync, PancakeSwap. So you have a bunch of choice when it comes to what you should use and how to get a potential airdrop. Again, you should remember that those airdrops are not guaranteed. Definitely protocols and new blockchains are very careful where they send the crypto airdrops because they want to reward the real users. But as long as you do like manual actions and do everything, you know, couple of weeks with breaks, you should be fine. And there are a lot of potential here, especially with not only getting Linea airdrop if there's ever coming one, but getting airdrop from those smaller protocols like SyncSwap, EchoDex, Horizon Dex, Symbiosis, and so on. So there's a lot of potential getting those airdrops from those smaller protocols, or even Linea Bank, because they are actually having I think IDO at some point, and right now you can farm their tokens just by staking and utilizing the whole network. So it's really, really cool stuff. There's a lot of potential of what you can do on the network and how you can manage your funds there. So if you're into new protocols, this is the way to go. And of course, for everything else, subscribe to my channel. I tend to cover all the new stuff appearing in crypto. So if you don't want to miss anything, subscribe and see you in the next video.